Okay, we're live. All right. So, have some folks join in here. I don't know how this works anymore. Hey, good evening. I'm Dave. We're doing a live for the class that I'm doing coming up in October, on October 7th in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it's back to the basics training. Going back to the very basics of the work. So if you've been gathered in the past or have done any of this work, you can keyframe right now. I don't know what that is. Take a trip with me back into the basics of this work. And, one of the cool things about this class or this training that I discovered while I was writing it is every time I go back into this work, I see something new because I have a different perspective. And in having a different perspective, you get to see new things that you didn't see before when you had been introduced to this in the very beginning. So the reasoning for me to go and do this back to the basics class is when I was in my teens, I was training with a group of people, and we would, every once in a while, all of the main people from what we were doing came together. And what they did, the first thing they did was they went back to the very basics of their training. And this subject has come up several times in my life when it comes to, large groups of people and what they're doing when they get together. Generally, when they first, get back together after a period of time, they go back to the basics. And again, it happened when Alexander Everett did his very last Love, Life, and Light. He went back to the basics. And so we've been doing this for a long time. We've had a lot of teachings that have come through over the years. And we've had, gosh, I don't know how many visits we've had, well over 200 or 300 of them, countless processes and things to do. And what I noticed when I was going back into the very beginning of it, there's a pattern. Okay, there's a flow to the work that Michael and the angels gave, down to when they gave the oils, when they gave the forks. And they did mention during the times that they were giving them is that we were ready for them at these times. Okay, so we are obviously ready for these teachings. So there was a period of time where we were getting so much information that we were all kind of felt like we were being bombarded by angelic visits, tuning forks and oils, processes to do, because they had us doing these 40-day tunings and these every other, these certain day of the week tunings, and a lot of stuff to help bring us up to the vibration to get to the event. But what I've noticed over the years is we don't really have a flow chart to go with this work. So that's what we've done. We put together a flow chart. And I've written a few workbooks to help whoever wants to teach this stuff get it out there and have a template to go by, so that we don't stray too far off what they gave us. Because when they give us something, it's really kind of important that we, kind of honor what they're giving us and kind of do our very best to accomplish the task. Some of it can be quite difficult. Some of it's kind of easy. Some of it's really confusing, like the 50 gates. When you first start doing the 50 gates process, that's the first few questions are like, huh? But you can work through them. You get through them. Obviously, they wouldn't have it there if you couldn't do something with it. So I don't know if people are able to come into this, or I don't know if anybody's watching this. Are you watching this on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Can you sign in on your phone?
Yeah.
On Facebook? Facebook, Archangel Messages, Gathered Masters, Children Light Public Group. the one with the picture of Michael on it. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's in this room or what. I can see a video. It says live, and then I can end the video, and it's been going for a few minutes here. So I suppose I can go over here to Facebook and look. So, geez, I was kind of hoping this would be like Zoom that I do, and I didn't really set up. Okay, good. So people can see in here. All right, great. Zoom, you can do a little more interaction, but we do, if you are in here, you can comment. So, and if you're coming in off your phone, I believe you can, is there a request to join on there somewhere? There should be a request to join on your phone. If not, they've changed the platform again. I haven't used it in quite a while. But anyhow, so the class I'm doing is on October 7th in Salt Lake City, Utah. You know the place, let me pull that up real quick. It's at a learning center of some sort. They do trainings where we're doing this. So it's a nice classroom environment. And they have a place for us to have, food and things like that. So we're going to do a potluck, bring kind of a side dish or a snack. And then we'll figure out a few days before we'll set up a chat page or something to decide who's learning what. So I'll be covering a lot of the very basics of this stuff. And even though you may have gone over it in the past, it's always good to go back over these teachings so that you kind of get more familiar with it. And then as you learn to incorporate it into your life, things get really cool. I have a dog that wants in here. So anyhow. We'll be learning a lot of, when Joe first started getting visited by the angels, they gave him things to do and what to give to the masters. And you guys are the masters, obviously. There's quite a embodiment there. There's a whole lot of work. So what I'll be going over here, we'll be learning about the last baptism, blessings, gifts, and deeds, the gate of grace, 7 churches and their gifts, the gatherings, very important part, 7 churches and their gifts. By the time you're done with this class, you'll be able to speak on the churches a little bit differently. If you go with the thing that we're going to show you in the class, you'll be able to rattle off the names of the churches with ease and grace. And be able to speak on what each of those do. The Tree of Life, which is one of the things that we learn about. It's one of the things we learn about with the angels. The angels each have a place in the Tree of Life along with the names of the spots of the Tree of Life. We'll be going over the scanning technique. Everybody can brush up on that one, which goes hand in hand with a remote healing that Michael showed us we can do. And then we'll talk about the conferences that we have every year and what we need to do to carry that on. So the class will be from 10 a.m. to about 6 p.m. It might go over. That depends on the people that are coming together. I'm hoping it's kind of a family reunion. I hope we get a lot of folks from the Utah area there. I know there's a lot of excitement about it. I've already had registrations for the class. It's looking good as far as that. I do need at least 25 people in the class because I'm coming from a long way, and it's just really I got to be able to cover all the expenses that are included. All the materials and staying there, and getting there, and all that good stuff. But it'll be a lot of fun. I hope to. I've got a flow chart for this thing, so it's put together pretty well. I'm excited. I kind of want to take the class, but I got to teach it. So after I teach it a few times, and some of you folks might take it up, maybe I'll be able to take your class. You know. So that's about all I got for you. It's not a whole lot that I had to go over before the class. I just encourage you, if you're in the area, please do sign up. Oh, I did say that I would be talking about something with the class. I lowered the price of class. I did have it at $150, which is very fair for the amount of knowledge that you're going to go away from it with. But in speaking with Larry and Paulie, we decided that it would be appropriate to give this class as an introductory for $77 a person. That way, a lot of folks can get there, and it's in the ballpark of affordability for what you get. It's really worth a lot. Plus, you get to get together with gathered masters and folks that have not been gathered yet. There's been some recent gatherings, and a couple of those folks from the recent gatherings are coming. Perfect spot for those folks. If you've been gathered in at the event, or even at some of those multi ones that happened in the past, some things were kind of not able to be gone over at those things. This is a good thing to check out, to be able to have at least another bite of that apple. And going through all of this stuff, you'll really gain a lot of knowledge. So there's a few processes we'll be going through. I do have the workbook, but I also have a couple of handouts that I'll be giving along with the workbook as we go along. So it'll be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys there, and I'm looking forward to being in Salt Lake City again. So I'm going to leave this up on the group so that those that weren't able to come and watch it live are able to watch it again. Hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys in October. Bless your hearts.